But yeah, today I want to share with the 20-year-old parents who are struggling with this idea of gentle parenting. I'm assuming that you've clicked on this because you have an idea of what gentle parenting is. Maybe you feel one way or the other about it. You're like, gentle parenting is so awesome and this is what I want to do. Or maybe you're like, gentle parenting is dumb, it's stupid, it makes no sense, it's going to raise these horrible children. And so I hope that I can bring a bit of clarity to why I believe that every 20-year-old should be using gentle parenting for their children. As I had mentioned in the past, I am in my late 20s. I'm turning 29 this year, and I do not regret using gentle parenting. If you're unfamiliar with me, I am a parenting coach, and I don't believe in one parenting style. I don't believe in gentle parenting or conscious parenting, respectful parenting. I don't just believe in one. I really believe that it is our job as parents to understand what we value and what our strengths are, what our family values, so that we can parent from that place. And so a lot of the ideas of things like gentle parenting or conscious parenting, respectful parenting, intentional parenting, there's so many of them. They apply and they're awesome. And I think that at the core, so many of these parenting styles were meant for good. I just don't think we're doing them well. And so that is what really inspired me to do this video, because I wanted to give the parent like me who is in their 20s and they're like, okay, I want to do this and I feel like I'm doing it, but all the older people are telling me, no, this is really bad. And there's just so many opinions out there. So anyway, I wanted to kind of give you my thoughts on this, especially since I'm nearing the end of my 20s. And I feel like I'm just a couple steps ahead of you right now. So I have my notes here. I have 3 things that, I guess, reasons why I believe that parents in their 20s really need to think about using a gentler form of parenting. If you're not sure what my definition is, you can check out some of my other videos. I'll make sure to link those below if you're watching the replay of this after it's been live. But I have several videos that really go into detail of what parenting is to me. I kind of explained it a little bit earlier, but I think that we have this idea of what gentle parenting is, and we don't realize. I think that I guess what I'm trying to say is we mistake gentle parenting for permissive parenting. And we really fall into this idea that these parents who are using gentle parenting are permissive. And that is so far from the truth. What I believe is just those parents are uneducated. And I want to educate you. I want you to feel confident. I want you to know why you are doing what you're doing. I want you to believe in yourself and believe who you are as a parent and feel confident that you are going to raise good humans. We're going to break these generational cycles. Like, this is what I want for you. And so I hope that this video gives you all of that encouragement, all of that confidence that you are needing. So the very first reason why I believe that parents in their 20s should use gentle parenting is because we are teaching our children about emotional intelligence. We are giving them this skill to know what they're feeling. What's crazy is us adults, I believe it's 4 emotions, but I could be wrong, are only able to really identify 4 emotions. I learned this when I was watching Brene Brown's Atlas of the Heart. I believe it's on HBO Max, but I might be wrong. I'll link it below for you guys. She also has a book, Atlas of the Heart, but she talks about how as adults, we can only identify just a few feelings. And I can imagine that our kiddos are probably only going to learn as many as we know and maybe a couple more just from I don't know, their surroundings. But imagine if we can teach our child what exactly they are feeling. And not only what they're feeling, but where that feeling is in their body for them. For my daughter, when we talk about anger, she always tells me she feels angry in her head. And I'm like, for me, it's anger in my chest, you know? And so we've been able to have these conversations about, okay, so when you start feeling that feeling in your head, you start feeling that tingly feeling in the top of your head, that is a sign that you are feeling angry. So now what do you do with it? Which leads me to my next point, that we need to teach our children how to react to feelings such as anger, these quote unquote bad feelings. I do not believe that any feelings are bad. They're rather just red flags. They're just signs of something going on within us that we need to pay attention to. And so imagine if we teach our child that. We don't just teach them, like, okay, this is what you're feeling, and then leave them for a cliffhanger, right? We're teaching them, okay, so you're feeling this feeling in your head. Like I mentioned with my daughter, she's feeling this tingly feeling in her head. Okay, now let's dig into that a little deeper. And then she starts to explain to me her story and what's going on for her and why she started feeling angry. And then we get to the, okay, so you really are angry. And maybe anger is just kind of that umbrella feeling. And maybe rather she's feeling really sad because of something that her sister did. From there, I'm able to help her identify what's really going on, the true feeling behind it. And then I'm able to give her tools to help her calm herself down the next time. We give these, I just like calling them tools for their toolbox, so that way they can grow as a human. And imagine if you had that toolbox, which you're going to gain a very large toolbox as you start implementing these gentle parenting things. And I want to be very careful to use gentle parenting in this part of this video because truthfully, I do not, I guess, align with everything gentle parenting, but I do believe that a lot of the tools within it, like how to calm yourself down, is not just about deep breathing. For me, that was something that was crazy. I was like, why can I not take deep breaths? And why is this not calming me down? Because for me, when I am at my 10, when I am at my height, when I am just past the point of being angry, yeah, deep breathing is not going to help me. But for me, taking my hands on my chest and really just putting pressure there, that's what's helpful for me. Okay. And so I want to give my child all these different tools to try and to use when they're feeling these really big emotions. And so I always give this example of at the park. You know, you're with your child at the park and they start, hitting another child. We're not validating emotions. We're not validating and saying, yes, you can hit that other child. You can, do these really not okay things. Like I do not believe that it's okay to hit another child, but it is okay to have a feeling of frustration or a feeling of anger. And now it's, how do we teach them to react to that feeling? And so when we're at the park, we're saying something like, oh man, you're feeling really frustrated. I hear that. Tell me more. And then we listen to them tell us all about why, they're really feeling frustrated. And then we help them to find calm within their body so that they can then go make it right with this other child. It's not about saying, no, like it's okay, you can do that, you can feel that. It is okay to feel it. It's not okay to act on it. And so that's a huge part of, I think, teaching a child how to react. And that is a part of that emotional intelligence that I mentioned as the number one thing that I believe that gentle parenting is going to teach a child. But that second part, which I think is like I said, a part of it, is really going to give them those skills for the future. Because like I said earlier, imagine you're really angry with a friend and you had the knowledge, you had the tools in your box to know how to handle that. I mean, you would handle that with grace. You probably wouldn't lose a friend. You'd probably be really kind. You'd probably also be firm, and you would feel secure in what you're feeling and how to handle that. And you're probably not going to blow up. Imagine having that confidence and giving that to your child. And that's what I teach here. If you want to learn more about these kinds of things, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I feel like the more we hear and we understand, even just hearing me talk about examples gives you different ideas of how you can handle things. And it's really a different approach. And it's not easy. I'm going to tell you, like, me as a parent, I still struggle with this stuff, you guys. My parents were just here, and I told them, I said, I cannot believe how much I've grown as a parent and like how different I am as a parent. But with that being said, man, it's freaking hard. My head is sometimes spinning by the end of the night, and I really didn't handle things well or perfectly, but that is part of the process. And it's actually, as I've mentioned in so many videos, it's that repair process that is going to teach our child more than us, punishing them, correcting them, which is a whole nother video I need to create. If this is something that you want to hear about, comment below. Just like, yes, I want to hear the difference between punishment and correction, and I want to know how to do that. Because I think, well, not only I know from the comment sections that parents are really confused about this. So maybe this will be my next live. I don't know. Okay, the last thing, or the last reason I should say, that parents in their 20s should be using gentle parenting is to teach their child about communication. We as humans do not know how to communicate effectively. When I was introduced to nonviolent communication, which I will link one of my favorite YouTube channels below, I was shocked by how poorly I communicated what was going on for me. Just in general, I thought I was a good communicator. I thought that I was really good at expressing what was going on for me. And I'm not. I'm really, really bad at it. And it's like, as I have begun studying how to communicate, I'm realizing, my gosh, if I teach my child these skills, again, those tools, they are going to know how to handle certain situations, how to say something, how to talk when they are feeling, again, I keep saying this, but these big, real human experiences, like these big moments, whether it's grief or sadness or frustration, there's no suppressing, there's no numbing, there's none of that. There's true, deep feeling there, which then translates to the actions, which also is part of the communication. And I can only imagine what good, empathetic, loving human beings our child will, or our children, I said child, our children will be if we are implementing the emotional intelligence. We're giving them the tools and skills, how to calm themselves down, how to react when they're feeling a certain thing. And then we're giving them the communication skills on top of that. Like, that is like huge. And I can imagine just the patterns that are going to be broken when we are able to model this, when we're able to teach this. And I think something is key that I just said, modeling. This doesn't come through constant teaching and correction. This comes through modeling. We are our child's biggest teachers, especially under the age of 7. They are just sponges. They're taking everything in. And so we really don't even have to do a whole lot. We just need to be focusing in on our life, who we are, how we're showing up. And again, we don't need to do that perfectly, because our child is not going to do things perfectly, ever. We're human, okay? Humans are imperfect, okay? That is a true statement. And so that is why we, as parents, need to know these skills and implement these skills into our own lives before we're even trying to teach them to our child. So if this gives you any hope, it's that it's not that hard. Yes, you're going to have these teaching moments that are going to be very impactful for your child, but they are going to learn more from watching how you do life. They're going to learn more through your mistakes and how you handle them and how you heal it and how you make amends. rather than from, I guess, the punishments, the boundaries, all of that we think are so, so important. So anyhow, this is going to wrap up this video. I hope that it was helpful. If you are a 20-something parent, I would love for you to comment below what your biggest struggle is. I know for myself, it has been judgment, the judgment that I receive from others. And if you also feel the same exact way, please comment below, because I think there are so many parents who feel the exact same way. They feel judged, they feel confused, and I just want to give you just a space to feel confident and to feel like you are a good parent and that you're doing the very best you can. And I believe that we can make changes. I believe that we can make a better future for our children. I believe that we can break these generational cycles. And it's just about learning, it's about implementing and changing and having the knowledge to do that. So if this is something that interests you, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. With that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, happy parenting.